Direction is also a huge important part of the logical structure. So let us look at it now. We have seen zones and boxes. Now let us look at direction. Let's start with the actual trend and the deep trend. I think I've shown you it on the beginner course, but let me talk again about it because I have some remarks that can be useful for you guys. So let me reset back. And a direction a direction is different than a trend. First of all, a trend is like the like like globally, where are we going? So we have a deep trend, like the last inclination before a plateau is a deep trend, right? Later on in this course, I will show you that there is two type of direction: the global direction and the instantaneous direction, right? That are called G direction and E direction. So generally, the deep trend is actually the global direction, like in this 15-minute USD GPY. The deep trend is going to the upside, right? We are actually heading to the upside. That is clear. So, but now what I'm trying to tell you is that don't confuse direction and trend. I'll explain to you it a little bit later because we trade as trader based on instantaneous direction. There are some days where the instantaneous direction equal to the global direction, right? And then we can trade in the same direction than the global. But for reversal, for example, if I tell you that this is a reversal, we could have sell it in reversal when the price was here. We could have sell it as a reversal, right? But selling this is not aligned with the global direction that is given by the deep trend because the instantaneous direction is not given by the trend. Okay, I will come back on it later on. Let us talk about the deep trend and the deep trend and the actual trend. So the deep trend is given by the deep trend is to the upside. Okay, so we can actually put priority on buys than sells, no problem. But now when it comes to the actual trend, we can have an actual trend that is an inclination like this one. When an actual trend is inclined to the upside like this, it means that those price must go to the upside too, right? But when the actual trend is a plateau like this, a plateau does what does the plateau means? A plateau just means that you take the direction of the plateau, the orientation of the plateau is the embase of the last inclination. This last inclination is to the downside here of SSB. Now the plateau will give you a direction to the upside. That's what makes the price go to the upside like this on Dow Jones. So that's it. But there are days, the remarks that I'm trying to make, that I'm trying to give you, is that there are moments where this this actual direction, this instantaneous direction, sorry, I'm babbling what? There are days where the actual direction it doesn't work, like because the actual trend. There are days that the actual trend doesn't work. Like in general, when the actual trend goes to the upside, the price go to the upside, no problem. But there are days when the actual trend doesn't work. Let us take two examples. Like this one, when there is a seesaw is like the word seesaw is I think that's how we write it in English. Like a seesaw is something that you cut something, right? With it, something that you cut something. Yeah, it's a tool that you cut papers with. This is a seesaw, right? Like this is a paper. So when this phenomenon appear on Ishimoku, this is a seesaw, for example. How to identify a seesaw? SSA is going to the upside like this. Meanwhile, SSB is going to the downside. What does it create in your eyes? A seesaw, right? A seesaw. So they are taking different direction at the same time. But previously, they were taking the same direction like this. They were all going down. right? This is not a scissor, right? But at a certain point, one SSA will go up and SSB will go down. Then it will create a scissor. Okay. So that's the phenomenon of a scissor. When there is a scissor, the actual trend doesn't work. Let us take this example for the sake of the study. Okay, we have, for example, here an SSB in the future that is like this, right? SSB was inclined here to the downside. It made this huge inclination down. But the candle was here. Let us progress with SSB to the future and see the candle in the past, how the candle are reacting. There are some small candle, red candle that are going down, while SSB is going down too, right? Like look at where the candle is here in the past, and look at also the SSB, how the SSB is progressing. SSB keep going down, but we see appearing some green candle, another green candle, other green candles, right? Till here where SSB literally keep going down for a certain amount of time, but the candles are not following him. Now the candles are going to the upside till this level, right? So it means that what? It means that when we see a phenomenon called scissor, like this, a people can call it divergence of inclination. SSB inclined to the downside, SSA inclined to the upside. When we see that, then the actual trend will not keep moving the price down, right? That's the first time when the scissor when there is a scissor, right? Sometimes I write scissor like this without putting the double S. I put Z. I don't give a DMF. So another phenomenon, another time that the actual trend is not respected is when we arrive at a zone. Let us take this, for example, an USD zone here, right here. This one was a minor zone in 1 hour time frame. And then when we arrive at the zone, see what normally an actual trend must do. Let us take here. Normally, an actual trend must bring the price down with him. This is the actual trend. When the candle was at this point, right? The SSB started inclining to the downside. As more as SSB inclined to the downside, the candle are following to the downside because it is the actual trend till here, right? Okay, that's how normally the inclination of the actual trend must react, must make the price react. But this inclination is cancelled. This type of reaction is cancelled, is not respected when we are in a zone. When the price is now in a zone and is about to reverse, about to make a reversal, let us look at this part of the SSB from here. When the SSB at this point, the actual point trend is at this point. The candle is this candle, right? Okay, let us follow the SSB down. Why we follow the SSB down to the downside? Let us see how the candle are behaving. As more as we go to the future to the right, the candle are just going to the upside, going to the upside, going to the upside from here to the up here, right? It means that the zone cancel the normal natural reaction of an SSB actual trend. That's where some people can have some confusion that I don't understand what is happening. Is it going down? Why is the price don't go down? Why SSB is going down? Because you sold here. It's a big mistake to not have seen a zone on the left. That's why all zone matters, even if it's a minor zone. So so you need to pay attention of that and be aware of that. Don't be blind about that. That's a little bit what I'm trying to tell you about SSA, about about the actual trend. That's a remark that you must take into consideration when you are looking at trends. So let me translate this exercise. What my exercise is that when will the current trend, the actual trend, I call it actual, current, actual. Current and actual are basically the same, right? When will the actual trend will be cancelled? That's my question. When will the actual trend will be cancelled? When will it be cancelled? When will the actual trend be cancelled? Tell me in the group and put a screenshot about your answer and your opinion, and then let us see it together. But nobody should judge, nobody should criticize, please. Let us stay positive and let us uplift each other. We are all here to learn and succeed.